show this morning that it actually has the date on it, so I can OCD only permits me to wear it one day.
One day.
That's it. So
Lucky D. Lucky Kevin D.
Lucky Kevin
As
D.
the shirt says.
I guess we'll.
I don't even own anything green.
Seriously?
I think I have one greenish tie, and that's it.
That's bull. I have seen you dressed like Buddy the Elf on more than one occasion.
I don't think
That
that's
whole
an
outfit
appropriate
is
holiday.
green. Are you kidding?
So are you wearing that tomorrow?
I'm going to wear the coat.
You need to wear
I'll
Buddy
wear
the
the
Elf
coat.
tomorrow.
I'll wear Buddy the Elf sport coat.
Yeah, but elves and leprechauns go hand in hand, man. They are friends to the end.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I forgot Buddy made an appearance in green.
Yeah. Even got the wild red curly hair and everything. It's just an overgrown leprechaun. Oh, goodness. Did you ever see that movie, Leprechaun?
I saw a little bit of it.
That terrifying movie from the late 80s?
Yeah. They made, what, two more? I think there's three of them or something
Put me
like
off of Lucky Charms, I'll tell you what. I mean, just couldn't eat another box.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll watch the whole thing.
Oh, goodness, guys. Well, before we get out of here, we want to remind folks again on Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, 4 to 8 p.m., head on out to Seneca City Museums. If you're a Seneca High School student, bring your ID, and you'll get some free food from 313 Cafe. You'll enjoy music, food, games, prizes, and a whole lot more, courtesy of the City of Seneca, the DEI Task Force, and somebody else. Oh, the Arts, Cultural, and
History.
History Committee. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Yeah. You still got your high school ID? You can get in. You have to have the ID to get in. Have high school IDs back then, Ken? We didn't even have them in the 90s. I didn't even have a high school ID.
Well, they sure didn't have them in the 70s.
No. Your ID was your, I guess, pass to go to the smoking section back then, wasn't it? I think schools had smoking sections for students in like the 70s, from what I hear. I didn't grow up then, so.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember? No. Did schools
did
schools have cigarette smoking sections for kids back in like the 70s? My mom said they did.
One around 76.
Do what?
They had one around 76.
Yeah.
Ah, 76.
Before that, Kevin.
Wow. Wow.
No.
Thank God times changed.
Middle school. Breaking down.
I love this show, y'all. I really do. I love this show.
You know, Ken, usually we talk about food.
Yeah.
That's usually what
Yeah, we hadn't got on
likes to get
food today. Y'all gonna have any?
Get Scott in a restaurant somewhere where he can do some cooking. I did reach out to Waffle House. I'm waiting on a phone call. I did. Scott Motor said his dream was to cook at Waffle House. So
Oh, God.
I'm still waiting on that phone call back.
Man, I'm telling you, you don't want to have that. It's a nightmare. You don't want to do that. I'm telling you.
I'd love to do that. I just don't know the code for everything.
Look, if you can arrange it on like a slow show, I'll go up there with you. I'll go with you for real.
Okay.
All right, we'll go cook together because you're gonna need a backup grill op if you go into Waffle House to cook. Are they gonna have a fish fry out there this weekend, Ken?
They put the fish back, by the way.
They put them back. Well, that's no fun. I won't catch them.
No, they put them back.
Some hush puppies.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
The fish are well taken care of, and they're put back.
But the fish fry does sound good.
Well taken care of to me sounds like some cornmeal batter, egg wash.
Kevin D, there's certain organizations out there who pay close attention to these fishing tournaments, so they're well taken care of and put back, Kevin D.
Fish live on.
I'm just saying, if any fish
go fishing on your own.
Yeah. If any fishermen after the tournament want to bring me some fish, that's
There's a nice little pier up there at deck at South Cove.
Yeah.
That's lights up at night now. Green.
Yeah.
They put lights on it. It's a great place to go.
How long ago did they stock? I know it wasn't, what, three years ago? Didn't they do a stocking out of South Cove?
It may have been
4 years?
ago. I know in Joe Cassie they stock every year. Every fall they stock trout. So if you like trout fishing, you
yeah.
can Lake Joe Cassie.
Yeah.
Kiwi, I just don't know the answer to that.
I think I remember. It's been 3 or 4, maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago. They actually did a stocking of kiwi
Bunch
out
of
of
crappie.
South Cove.
just crappy.
No, I think it was bass. I think I remember Phil and I talking about that. They actually had something out there.
But when you talk about fishing, Coney, you look at if you start at the top end. Well, go. I'm not going to mention that lake because nobody wants me to talk about it. It's a little private. But anyway, if you go to Joe Cassie, you have brown, brook, rainbow trout. You have bass. You have catfish. There's a lot of great fish in Joe Cassie. You drop down to kiwi. Kiwi's most popular for spotted bass and crappie. Then you get down to Hartwell and the striper, hybrid, largemouth, anything you can think of in Hartwell. So we got a great fishery. Then if you like fly fishing, you have the Chattooga River, the Chaga River.
Oh, yeah.
So there's some great.
I have seen some fly fishermen up there on the line, on the state line right there at that location. I've seen some of them up there a few times out fly fishing. Looks like a lot of fun, and they're big wader boots, and yeah.
So I can do a great call out now to the Chattooga River Fly Shop up there on Highway 28.
There you go.
If you don't know how to fly fish, go talk to Carl Eckberg. He'll set you up.
Yeah.
But you know, we live in a beautiful place. There's no doubt about that. I've always heard you're not able to get out of Oconee County without going over water somewhere.
Yeah.
So pretty much, you crossing either a river or a lake or something coming in Oconee and getting out of Oconee.
Actually,
We're actually considered an island, aren't we?
Well,
That's
correct me if
true.
I'm wrong. If we dug a 2-mile canal up on the top end of the county, we'd be an island, wouldn't we?
Right. I mean, I think we're in essence an island.
Wow.
Hartwell goes around the south, the east, and the west. A lot of people don't realize how big Hartwell
Yeah, I
is.
never really thought about it.
But it borders the south, so if you look at it, it's like a fork that goes up around both sides. And on the top, you have Kiwi, then you have Jocassee. So we're just missing
And then
about
the rivers.
2 miles.
Yeah. But Joe Cassie's a beautiful lake.
Yeah, they're all beautiful.
Unbelievable.
All beautiful. We live
They
in
are all beautiful.
We are blessed to live in a beautiful area, and we are blessed to have the mayor of Seneca, Dan Alexander, with us today, along with Ken Sloan from Visit Oconee, and of course, City Administrator for Seneca, Scott Mulder. Guys, quick shout out to our friends at Voc Rehab, located on Wells Highway, 882-6669, and also don't forget, if you are a small business owner in the city of Seneca, you need to take advantage of all the great opportunities being offered right now by the Seneca Business Development Support Center. In July, they'll be coming up on their 1-year anniversary. They've had lots of local businesses join. Go online to sbdsc.org or give Debbie, Scott, Riley, or the mayor a call over at City Hall. 885-2715 is the number for the Seneca Business Development Support Center. A lot of great work you guys are doing, and hats off to all those members who have joined and to those who will join soon.
We actually have after the off the clock with the boathouse, right? That's coming up next week. We actually have an event coming up in the evening at the boathouse. I believe that's right.
Yeah, they're the next off the clock, but I cannot remember the date.
Yep.
We'll get the date and we'll bring it to
Debbie
you.
will be listening. She'll tell us in just a minute.
Debbie.
Ken got
Paging Debbie.
And don't forget, visit OconeeSC.com.
Yes, that's right.
Visit
I want.
OconeeSC.com. Come visit us at 224.
Yes.
Love to have you there. Open. Actually, our visitor hour is going to be Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5. Saturdays, 10 to 2. But we will be there Monday. So if you want to get in, ring the doorbell, and we'll come answer the door.
Remind everybody over the last couple of years what the most searched event was on the county's Visit Oconee site.
Remind me.
Christmas lights.
Oh,
Magical musical holiday lights was the most searched in
they're already gearing up for that event too.
You know, that's interesting because me and Marilyn, along with other people I've talked to, we came through once. And then when friends come in, I think we went through it 3 times last year. I was talking to my board about it. I think everybody on my board had been through it at least twice, sometimes 3 or 4 times. Anytime visitors come in, you take them to see the lights in Seneca. It's just a great job, and it grows every year.
grows every year and grows again next year.
I just want to share that. Talking about the Christmas light, yesterday I actually went and spoke to the kids at Kiwi Elementary, and there were a couple things that I said that really got their attention. They were real excited about it, but the Christmas light, and they really loved our water tower that had the tiger paw. So they really loved that. They were real excited about those 2 things, and really had a good time talking to the kids there. I had about 60 second graders that I was able to talk to yesterday.
Awesome.
But that next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
The 22nd, that's at the boathouse. That's it for the Business Development Support Center.
After
members,
hours.
And at the boathouse. Great. We're always glad they're actually moving to a new location.
Well, they're
working on
not
it.
moving. They're just opening up an additional
Spot.
spot. They're going to move there. From what I remember, they're going to move storage as well as maintenance to that new location where the old glass company was next to Dollar General.
And you got the golf cart place.
Golf cart building
We got
a
lots of
warehouse
activity
facility.
on North First Street.
And then Kurt Mecklin with what he's doing with Performance Power Sports with those the old Grand Riddle Station building. He's done a great job. Those buildings are beautiful. Who knew that they could look that nice?
A lot of great stuff happening in the city of Seneca. And thanks again, guys, for being with us today.
Goodbye, everybody.
Appreciate it. Hey, stick around for more City Talk coming up. Riley Johnson had a chance to sit down with newly elected council member for the city of Seneca, Lakeisha Benson. That interview is coming up on City Talk right here on your community involved, 94.1 The Lake.
94.1 The Lake, WSNW.
Attention home buyers, or maybe home sellers. If you're in the market for real estate, remember Carol Johnson Real Estate. Located right here in Seneca, you can find her online at caroljohnsonrealestate.com. The number is 864-654-1999. When you're buying or selling real estate, it's a big investment. And you don't need high pressure. You need good, clean, honest service. And you get that at Carol Johnson Real Estate. So if there's a property out there that you're looking at and you need a professional realtor to show you that property, call Carol Johnson Real Estate at 864-654-1999. No matter who's got it listed, call Carol Johnson Real Estate and she can show it to you. 864-654-1999. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate, remember the name, Carol Johnson Real Estate. Check her out at caroljohnsonrealestate.com.
Strickland Marine and RV in Seneca, South Carolina has been delivering outdoor memories since 1988. With products from Chaparral Boats, Premier Pontoons, and Sea-Doo Personal Watercraft, you'll find top-of-the-line boats from leading companies in the marine industry. Strickland Marine and RV's service department includes 6 technicians that are factory trained by Mercury, Yamaha, Volvo, Honda, and Sea-Doo. As an RV dealer, they sell travel trailers and fifth wheels by Coachman, the RV industry's most recognized and trusted name. Stop by and take a look at their vast array of inventory at 1771 Blue Ridge Boulevard in beautiful downtown Bountyland, or visit their website at www.stricklandmarinenrv.com.
And just like that, we're back on City Talk. Mayor Dan Alexander's weekly Good News radio program, and honored to be joined by Miss Lakeisha Benson.
Hi, Riley.
How you doing?
It's great to be here. I'm doing well.
How's everything going in the council world? I know you've been in office now, what, a whole month and a half?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Well, welcome back. I know you were here last time. We were kind of talking about your visions and some of the great things you had on your agenda, and we're excited about that. But there was one thing, right when we hung up, we talked about not talking about your nonprofit that you've got going on. And I said, I got to get you back in here. Tell me what it's all about, the who, what, when, and where, and how long you've been doing it, because I'm going to ask a bunch of questions.
Okay, great. So we launched in 2020. It's called the NOLA Network, founded here in Seneca, South Carolina. And we work specifically with families and youth. And one of our major projects is called the Keep the Beat project. It's in honor of my son, Vari Benson. So it's called, actually, Keep the Beat, Vari Benson Sudden Cardiac Arrest Prevention Project.
And tell me his name again.
His name is Javaris Benson, but we called him Vari.
That's what everybody knows him by.
Yeah, if you asked him his name, he would have said Vari.
Yeah, he was real young when he passed.
He's 21 years old, yes, sir.
That's just, it's hard to put your hands around that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
so young, vibrant, and athletic. He played for the Bobcats.
He did. He played varsity all 4 years of school, yeah.
And it didn't have a clue he had anything.
No, he, both of my children played sport. They started here at the rec when they were 6 years old and played, on through the middle school and high school, and both had opportunities to play in college. Vari decided not to, and right now Ja'Cory is still a collegiate athlete. So I was lucky to have 2 very healthy, vibrant, athletic boys, but sudden cardiac arrest was not on any of our radar. And in truth, I don't truly remember hearing of it until he, of course, suffered one.
And just out of the blue.
Out of the blue. He did have one instance where there was an incident where he was playing basketball in the front yard, and he collapsed. He was seen by 2 medical professionals, and they tried to rule out other things, and one thought it was anxiety, but in truth, he had a heart defect. He had what you call hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and so just without being tested, that's not something that would have been found, but it is something that actually happens to a lot of young people.
Now, since the tragic loss of your son, has the kind of when you do the physicals, is that something that doctors look for now?
I don't think typically, like when you get a sports physical or regular physical, they typically ask you about family history.
Did you
And
have any of that in
no,
your family?
No, sir, we didn't. So, and I think your family history is a big part of it, and usually that's how they can find out if, okay, we need to do some further testing. But no, my family did not have any heart issues.
It's just a tragic thing. Now, what year did he pass?
2017.
2017. He was young guys. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a tragic loss, something his whole life ahead of him. So after the death, now what made you say, hey, I want to get out, I want to get the word out about this event?
Well, initially when he passed away, I was told that it was very rare for that to happen. And so I didn't initially start getting the word out. And then in 2019, my best friend also suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. And I thought, well, wait a minute. They told me it was like lightning striking, and lightning.
That's a little too close.
It's not supposed to strike twice.
Right.
You know, that was his godmother. And so then I started doing a lot of research and found out specifically with young people that about 7,000 young adults die from sudden cardiac arrest every year, and that 1 in 300 young people have an undiagnosed heart condition. And so I think one child dies every hour, every day here in America. So those numbers might be rare in the general population, but essentially that's about 20 kids a day. That's a class.
Too many.
Yeah, it's a classroom of kids
That's way
gone
too many.
every day. Yeah.
So then what happened?
Well, when I found that out, I started thinking, well, what can you do about it? And I thought about the timeline of Vari's death from his first collapse to his death, and I looked at every point on that timeline that I thought had something else happened that would have saved his life. And I started trying to input those things into a program. So had he ever had a screening when he had a physical, because a EKG screening would have saved his life. So a
simple EKG screening.
Yeah. Yeah, then it would have found his diagnosis it would have been survivable had it just been caught. So what we did was we connected with some universities and some medical professionals, and we said, hey, these students have to play sports, they have to have a physical anyway. So why don't we just add the screening to the physical for the same price? Because we know that by then COVID had hit, and that caused some cost barriers for some people. So for $20, we're able to give you the sports physical, which you'd pay that or more for sports physical anyway. And then after you finish the physical, you also get the ECG screening. And we have board certified pediatric cardiologists that read those, and then then the kids are released to play. So that was the first step. And then the second step was when Vari passed away. He was with his best friend and a group of friends, and none of them knew CPR. So we worked to teach CPR to young people also, because you're not always going to be with your children, but when they're with their friends, we want to empower young people to be able to save life as well. And I think your survival rate decreases in 90% if you don't get hands-on CPR or AED in the first 3 minutes. And so we want to increase the survival chance of any young adult that does have, or young person that has a sudden cardiac arrest. So we do CPR training, hands-on training, and we also provide awareness, because if you don't know what you're looking for, or that it's even an issue, you don't know how to respond. And there are countless young people that collapse. And you've probably heard of it. You've heard of the kid that collapsed at a football practice, and everyone always thinks
at least once a year.
Yeah, you hear about it all the time, but nobody ever comes back and says, oh, he had a sudden cardiac arrest. They just collapse, they pass away, and people think, oh, that's tragic, or it was the heat. And 9 times
I hear that, the heat.
9 times out of 10, it was a sudden cardiac arrest. And nobody ever came back after the autopsy to say, this is what it is. So you've heard of it, you just didn't know what you were hearing about. I know that this school year, there's been at least 4 in South Carolina so far. And that's too many.
Oh, absolutely. And the name of your nonprofit, what's the official name?
The official name is the NOLA Network. NOLA stands for No Other Life Affected.
NOLA Network.
Yep, NOLA Network.
And these CPR training classes, how are you getting that out? How are you teaching? How are you getting? I was sitting here thinking, it'd be neat. And I played football, baseball. Take a practice and teach everybody on the team to learn that.
Well,
wouldn't that be cool?
It is, and I'm glad that you said that. So just last week, and I think it's okay for me to put this out there. I just spoke to,
this is Good News, Good News
Right.
Radio with the mayor, Dan Alexander. Lakeisha Benson's with us, and the NOLA Network. That's what we're talking about.
So Mr. Hudson at Seneca High School, the new principal, I spoke to him about that. And Coach Bay, who is the athletic director.
Andy Bay, yep.
We've already talked about ways that we're going to be able to work with them to make sure that their students, and not just the athletes, but their students, but specifically the athletes, get that hands-on CPR training. We are working with MUSC, Medical University of South Carolina. They'll be coming down and along with partnering with the NOLA Network to make Seneca High School the first heart-safe campus in the upstate of South Carolina.
And I feel like once you get that established, that'll be something that will be just routine.
We hope so.
With every high school in the, I'd love it to be across the nation, but I've been at practice, and if the head coaches are listening, and once you get in the middle of the season or middle of practice, everybody's looking for a light day. But this is a life-saving difference that you can make, and you learn it at a early age of 15, 16, 17, whenever you're playing, and you take that forever.
You take it with you. You take it back to your communities. It really empowers youth to be able to not only save the lives of their friends, but their family members as well. So that's what we're hoping for.
If somebody had been on scene that knew how to do that, would your son be here today, you think?
Absolutely, yes, sir. I think so.
I think that's the message we get out today. And
Yeah.
you kids, grown-ups, whatever, learn CPR.
Yeah.
And it's never too old or too young to learn that.
For sure, yeah.
That's a great thing, and I'm glad you're getting the word out. And how can people help? How can the community get involved?
Well, what we do a lot of fundraising because we don't want to turn any child away. We feel like we've made it affordable at $20. However, some families have multiple.
And
children.
$20 is for the
$20
physical.
will get, that includes the ECG screening.
Now, who offers that? If
do.
my son or daughter is going to play, and my daughter gets a sports physical every year, she plays softball. They do it in June, I think, is when they do it. Is that something schools are doing, or is there certain medical professionals doing that?
What we're doing is we're approaching schools, and like for Seneca High School, we partner with Seneca High School, and we come there and we can do it there. So when they do theirs, they'll offer a clinic where your kids can come get the physical there, and that's what they'd be getting.
And you do that at our local Seneca High School?
We do, yes, sir.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and of course, once once the word gets out, people are going to parents are going to have that. They want to have that.
And we can also offer it within communities. We've done it in some communities in other parts of the state that, it wasn't at the school. It was just at a community location and did it. But here at Seneca, I was a student athlete, my kids were, and so we really wanted to, and that was where we launched at. So we've done it a couple times in other places after that. But home is where the heart is. So our heart was really with Seneca.
Well, and it's me too. It's real comforting to know that if they are getting a physical, they're getting more than just temperatures checked,
right,
and poked around on, does this hurt, whatever,
right,
and take your pulse and move on. This is something that could literally save their life.
Absolutely, and we hope, and they can take that with them. So when they go on to play on the next level, they've already got a baseline for those doctors to go back and see. There's a difference or it's the same. So we really hope that people buy into it. I understand that it wasn't on my radar. I don't know if that's something I would have thought, my child needs their heart checked, but
don't hurt.
It doesn't. But
it's your child.
Now that I know the numbers, I really want to make sure everybody knows this does happen.
Right.
And we can, most of the time, it's preventable.
Now, was last year the first year you did it as a group?
It was. Yep. We launched.
How'd that go up?
It went well. I think we serviced over 150 athletes at Seneca. This year we hope
my daughter was one of them.
Yeah.
So.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I hope that we can service all of the schools in Oconee County. We'll see. We're working on that, trying to work that out. We had some amazing doctors that just spent a Saturday with us and donated their time to make it happen. So we were really excited about it.
Did you see anything? Did they find anything out of all this?
Luckily, in that 150, we did not have a single.
That's okay.
Adverse. Yeah, we're glad.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we're glad, and we don't feel like it was a waste of money, because you know what, those kids all needed a physical anyway.
You gotta have it.
Right. So it didn't cost any more, and you still at least have the peace of mind of knowing, oh, they're okay. But statistically, 1 in 300 kids have an undiagnosed heart condition, and so I think Seneca might have about 1,000 kids. So there's probably 3 kids there, and it's not only athletes that suffer sudden cardiac arrest. It can happen to anybody, but as an athlete, you're putting additional stress on your heart as you're playing. So we just kind of focused on that demographic, but if a kid came and said, hey, we want to be a part of this and we're not playing, they still can get it. And if a kid shows up and says, hey, I want this, but I don't have $20, we don't turn a single student away. So we fundraise to offset those costs. And of course, it costs more than $20. Through our fundraising efforts, we're able to offer it at $20.
Now, tell me the name again of the test, the actual name of the test.
It's an ECG.
ECG test.
Our people our age would call it an EKG. It's the same thing. I
think I called it that. ECG.
Yeah. I say both because it's the same thing.
So if my son or daughter, maybe like you say, maybe not playing, and they go for a physical once a year, that's something that the parent can ask the doctor to check.
Usually, your insurance will not pay for that.
That's okay.
So usually, you would not be able to get that. That's why we offer it
right.
instead of doctor's offices, because if you show up and you don't have a family history, or there's no reason for them to check, or your child's not having symptoms, then typically it won't be ordered. But in 50% of people that suffer a sudden cardiac arrest, the first symptom was death. And so I honestly think, right.
Yeah, no, my eyes got real big on that.
Yeah. So
there's no symptoms.
So for me, honestly, the best option would be if there were some protocol changes and there was something that made screenings mandatory, right? But right now we're not there, and we didn't want to wait until it got there. We didn't want to say, right, so we don't want to wait. We want to make sure that no, it doesn't happen to anybody else already. So
even if it is rare, it better to be to know, at least you know.
Right.
The best thing I tell people so many times, hey, you don't know until you know.
Right.
I say that all the time. So this way, you can at least have it checked to make sure you're good to go. Are you planning on it this year at Seneca?
Absolutely, yeah.
When's that event?
We haven't had a date set yet.
You'll come back and tell us?
I will, absolutely. Again, I just talked to Mr. Hudson last week, so we're working, again, making the campus heart safe is going to benefit everybody as well. And what that entails is that because there should be AEDs in the school as well, and Seneca does have that. So they come and they check how many AEDs you have. We create a safety plan. Because think about it, there hasn't been I think schools have to have about 8 fire drills a year, I think. And I don't think that there has been a student die by fire since, I think it's 1950. Something like that.
Pretty good streak.
But right, and it could be the drills, right, that have made people live, or maybe there's not the need. But we make sure we're prepared for a fire. Well, if 20 students die every day of sudden cardiac arrest, why aren't we making sure we're prepared to respond to that?
I'm all for you. I think it's great. That's why I wanted to, not just a real quick thing about your nonprofit, the NOLA Network, but have a little conversation like what we're having today and get it on the topic of minds. Get parents talking about it, so it's something they will share. And when you do set a date for the upcoming sports physicals for next year, you got to come back and talk with us.
I definitely will. It's my pleasure. I definitely want to make sure that all the students in Seneca are safe, and Oconee County as a whole. As a matter of fact, our young people are our most precious resource.
You mentioned fundraising. You do that throughout the year?
We do it throughout the year. We really push hard in February because that's Heart Health Awareness Month. So.
Here we are. Hey, what better way to kick off February, the first Sunday or the first Saturday of February, and you're on the radio talking about it.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't think about it being. So we really push hard then because it's Heart Health Awareness Month, and we want to keep young hearts beating. So that's why it's called Keep the Beat.
Now, how can people find out more information?
You can find out more information and you can donate at www.thenolanetwork.org.
The THENOLA network.
Yep. .org.
.org. Make sure you put that .org and not .com on there.
Yeah, we're on Facebook and Instagram as well. So.
And you'll be out and about doing your due diligence of being a council member.
Absolutely.
Representing our city so well, and we appreciate that. Congratulations again. And
thank you.
If you just joined us, you missed a great interview. What you need to do is go to our website and listen to it again. We're going to put this interview on our website. We're going to start doing that with City Talk. And, of course, we'll have Lakeisha Benson on the radio again real soon as we get closer to the sports physicals going on at Seneca High School. And I wish you the best. And
thank you so much.
Save some lives. You're doing great.
We hope so. We're
making a difference.
We hope.
Yeah. Well, Lakeisha, again, thanks for taking time out of your day. Very busy lady, but I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you for having me. Thanks, Riley.
All right, there she is, Lakeisha Benson. And if you want to know more, you can always check out the network at the NOLAnetwork.org. And if you need to get in touch with Miss Benson, remember, you can always see her at the first Tuesday or the second Tuesday, I think it is, of every month at the city council meetings right here at Seneca City Hall. And if you need to get in touch with her and you just can't write down anything, remember Dan Alexander or Riley Johnson, the host of this show. We'll get you in touch with her. Quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back with more City Talk. Good Saturday morning, everybody.
94.1 The Lake, WSNW.
Hello, this is Joe Nelson, branch manager for Community First Bank in Seneca. As we all make resolutions to get healthier for the new year, we should also plan for our financial health. Let Community First Bank help. We take our responsibility towards your finances seriously, and we are committed to outstanding customer service. We are both responsible and flexible in meeting your banking needs. Bank with someone who truly cares about your financial well-being. Community First Bank. We know what matters.
From the Lake Kiowee Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Studios, Lake 94.1 is W231BX and WSNW Seneca.
And we're back on City Talk with Mayor Dan Alexander and in Studio B. So we're doing a new process here, and I know it's going to sound good, and I'm going to get Stanley Gibson to pull that microphone over there to him up against his mouth there so he can hear all my great questions. Anyway, Stanley Gibson with the Farm Center board chair. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Well, glad to have you here. And also your compadre he's not here today, Curtis Brock. Curtis is actually out of the country right now.
That's true. He's doing a mission trip.
Good deal. God bless him. Hope he leads a lot of people to our Lord and Savior, and appreciate all the work he's doing. Well, we're here today to talk about something pretty special, is the Farm Center. First of all, when people hear that, the Farm Center, they have no clue. What are you talking about? What do you tell them when somebody walks up, Farm Center? What is that?
Well, what we are is we're a nonprofit, number one, and this all started about 12 years ago at a young farmer meeting at West Oak High School. We were looking for ways to spotlight agriculture, to celebrate the importance of agriculture to the county, and also look for new ventures for young folks to go into agriculture and provide marketing opportunities for them. We started not knowing any better. We thought, well, let's start a fair. So in 2009, we had our first South Carolina Foothills Heritage Fair. We had that actually behind West Oak High School. There in the field behind the high school.
I remember that.
We have bounced around some. We were on Highway 59 for a little bit.
I remember that.
Then we were across the road from Blue Ridge Electric for about 4 or 5 years.
I went to that one.
Yep. And we started, while we were there, we started the Foothills Heritage Market, the farmers market.
Now that's grown.
It has. It has grown exponentially over the years, and it has really been fantastic and really been a real blessing to the community and to our growers to give them an opportunity to market their products there. And then in 2017, we entered into an agreement with the county on a 57-acre tract located on Highway 123 between Seneca and Westminster, an excellent location there. Our goal is to convert that into an agricultural and education center. And the address there is 2063 Sandifer Boulevard in Seneca. So if you haven't seen it, it's easy to tell where we are now. We've got a brand new sign up there for the Farm Center, and it jumps out at you.
Now, how many acres is that farm center?
It's 57 acres.
And it's all cleared out.
It's all cleared. We started out with the pasture, and then since then, we have added. We put in the market building, and we thought when we built it, a 30 by 100 building, we said, all right, we're set for the next 5 years.
Right.
Well, by the end of that year, we needed another building because we had completely packed it with over 30 vendors.
Well, if you're just joining us, Stanley Gibson with us here at the Mayor Dan Alexander's weekly Good News Radio program. Now we're, this is kind of unique. We're growing kind of like you guys are. We're expanding. Now we're simulcasted on Facebook. So this will be archived, and if you've got friends all over the country, you can go back and listen to this. If you missed it, if it's 10 o'clock in the afternoon, you say, oh, man, Stanley was on the radio. I missed his show. You can go back to Facebook at Seneca SC Events and go back and listen to this interview. Well, I wanted to get you on here. First of all, you guys joined our new Seneca Business Development Support Center. We appreciate you coming on board with this, and it's marketing for businesses to get the word out about what you're doing. Now, you got some things on. I had the privilege of going out with you and Curtis, riding around, kind of looking at the location there, the whole site,
right,
in a truck, and it's a really neat thing. If you hadn't been out there, you need to ride by there, check it out, see the big sign, go check it out. Now, you've got something here that we want to get out. We wanted to get you in here and talk about. It's the first annual Farm Center Sporting Clay Fundraiser. I didn't realize how big this was until I was talking to a friend of mine that travels and does this. And he says, you guys got a clay shoot? And I said, yeah. He said, what day is it? And I told him, he said, I need to look at my calendar. He drives all over the country to do this. This is a pretty big deal. It is coming.
Yep, it is. March the 5th, we're going to have our inaugural event. When we kind of went into this, kind of like we did with the fair many years ago, we said, okay, let's try this and see what happens. Like you, we thought it's got a lot of potential. Well, the potential has definitely been realized because we have completely filled up the morning flight with over 20 teams that'll be coming in and shooting that morning. And as a result of that, we've opened up an afternoon flight. So if you're still interested in coming and shooting, all you need to do is go to the website, farmoconey.org, or go to the Farm Center page on Facebook. Pull up the information there, send in your application, or if you want to come the day of. As I said, the morning is full, so if you come in, what you'll need to do is show up around 12 o'clock. We'll feed you lunch, and then after lunch, we'll let you go out and shoot the course. We've got 10 stations, so each station will shoot 10 times, so you got 100 shots there.
This is going to be more than probably once or twice a year. I think I could see this happening more. I know it's your first annual, but I could see more people coming in and doing that.
We're already looking for doing another event in the fall.
And when you said that it's sold out full, how many teams is that?
Right now we have 23 teams that are registered. And what we like to do is have 2 teams per station, and with 10 stations, that's 20 teams. So we have already started moving some of the teams to the afternoon. So the plan will be to have 20 in the morning, and then if the need is there, we'll add 20 teams for the afternoon as well.
Now, who came up with this idea? How did this happen?
It was kind of a joint event. Curtis Brock and Jeff Holsey and Brandon Lynch and myself were kind of looking at ways that we could branch out as far as the Farm Center and look at different avenues of funds to come in. And this just kind of came up as, hey, have we thought about doing a clay shoot? And it kind of went from there. We contacted the folks down in the lower part of the state that put these events on all over the country, and they agreed to come up and work with us, and that's been fantastic to have that experience to lean on as we were putting this together.
One of the things I seen here when I first saw this, I said, you got room out there to shoot?
Oh, yeah.
And so what do they shoot? Do you know what kind of gun? Was it shotgun shells, I guess?
It'll be shotgun, yeah.
So
usually
it's not
12 gauge.
long range rifle bullets.
It's all shotgun, just bird shot.
Okay.
And so the way we'll set it up, we've got a perimeter road there on the site.
Right.
And it'll be set up along that perimeter road shooting back toward the woods. One of the beauties of being where we are is there's no houses around us.
Right.
And so it gives us an opportunity. So we'll be shooting back toward the swamp and the woods that's back in there. And hopefully we'll be running off those wild hogs that have been frequenting the location here recently, too.
Yeah, they can be a nuisance. Well, it's the first annual Farm City Sporting Clay Fundraiser, and the morning session is full. Now, you can sign up in the afternoon if you want to come out and shoot clay, right?
That's
you got
correct.
Some openings. How many openings do you have there?
We have room for about another 12 to 15 teams.
That'll be full.
We hope so.
This is an area that likes to shoot guns, Stanley. You know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that was one of the things that led us to in that
everybody's
direction.
got guns.
Yeah, people like to make noise. So.
Oh, yeah. And you know, deer season's over, so they need to go shoot something.
That's exactly right.
You know, and it can get them ready for like dove season. I think that's coming up soon, or duck season. So I don't know what the seasons are, or clay, or whatever, or, you know, whatever it is. But I know there's something that starts in April.
Right. Yep. So it'll be a good way to keep them tuned up.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, if you want to know more, how do people find out?
They need to go to our website. That's farmoconey.org, farmoconey.org, or they can go to our Facebook page, just simply the Farm Center, and all of the forms, all the information is available there. If they have any questions, again, on the website, they can scroll to the bottom of the page, click that contact link. It's got the phone numbers there, as well as the phone numbers are on the forms that are at both sites there. So, you know, if you have questions, let us know. We'll be glad to work with you. We're trying to get this out, make it as big a community event as possible.
You know, I was just looking here. It says what to bring. So it shows here on your flyer. And, of course, we've got this on our website. We'll have it on our Facebook page, too, and our BDSC site, the Business Development Sports Center. But a shotgun, ammunition, at least 5 boxes, must be 7.5 or 8 shot, bird shot, or whatever it is.
Right.
And eye and ear protection are required, so if you are planning to do that. Well, I'm excited about this. We're going to keep promoting this for you, and once it fills up, please let me know. And I see more events like this coming to the Farm Center, and I know our city administrators kind of reached out to you about some events that we're looking at doing. So if people want to maybe ask you to show them around, maybe they've got some ideas about events, how do they set up appointments to see you guys?
Once again, the best thing is go to the website, scroll down, hit that contact button. My phone number's listed right there at the top of the page on the contacts. Just give me a call. I'll be glad to meet you out there, show you the site. Let you see what we've got now. Basically, we've got an arena there to have events in. We, of course, have the fairgrounds with all the power and water set up there. We've got the 100 by 30 market building, and then we also have an amphitheater areas there that is available for use for outside groups if they would like to come in and rent the facility and have events there, as well as what we're putting on.
Now, for the outside events, if somebody's listening and want to put one on, do you have the water or power? Do you have that available?
Yes, we have water and power available. We're set up to where if you need to come in and you've got 20 people that want to spend the night and camp, we have full hookup, except for water, except for sewer. We have water and power hookup for them as well. So you know, we're constantly adding. We've got that in place. Our future plans are to add a 60 by 100 livestock building, to put a stage down at the amphitheater.
That'd be nice.
To hopefully get some permanent restroom and meeting facilities in place there, and then eventually down the road have a 200 by 400 covered arena that we can have a multitude of events in.
Well, the Farm Center right there off 123, people ride by there all the time and wonder what's happening with it. I'm glad you came on the radio because you read about it, you hear about what we're doing with it. Well, if you're hearing for the first time, you've got some great plans, and that's really good for everybody to hear.
Well, we're excited, and we're very fortunate to have the support we do in Oconee County. We have a great board of volunteers, and we thank everybody for all they've done, and we look forward to working with everybody going forward.
And before we go, Stanley, you mentioned volunteers. How, if I want to be a volunteer, if I want to come out and help you, what do I need to do?
Okay, best thing to do, you can shoot us an email directly at farmoconey@gmail.com. We have opportunities with the farmers market, with the fair, as well as the various events that we have there at the Farm Center. So we're always looking for folks that are interested in what we're trying to do in the mission that we have. Our big thing is the 3 E's. We want education, economic development, and entertainment. If it fits in one of those 3 categories, we're all for it.
Well, you're on the right track. I appreciate you taking time out of your day, and I know you guys are real busy. And of course, don't forget, folks, the first annual Farm Center Sporting Clay fundraiser, Saturday, March the 5th, coming up here in just a few days away from today. And also, if you're in your car, maybe traveling, listening, or if you're watching us or listening to us on Facebook, you can always back up and get the numbers. But if you're in your car, remember you can always reach out to me at City Hall, Seneca City Hall, 885-2700. Ask for me. I'll get you in touch with Stanley or Curtis and get you all signed up for that. Brother, thank you for all you're doing, and we're going to get you back on here from time to time and keep us up to date with everything happening with the Farm Center.
We'll do it. Thank you so much. This has been a joy.
All right, there he is, Stanley Gibson with the Farm Center. Put that on your calendar. If you just want to go watch and just check it out, hey, feel free to go by there. First Annual Farm Center Sporting Clay Fundraiser coming up on March the 5th. We're going to take a quick commercial break with Mayor Dan Alexander, and we'll be back with more City Talk. Stay with us.
You don't need a crystal ball to see the latest spring trends in clothing, shoes, jewelry, and accessories. You need Emily's. Emily's Ladies Apparel in Seneca. The brightest spring flowers will have nothing on you if you shop at Emily's. If you haven't yet, you need to stop in today. Browse all the top names in clothing like Joseph Ripkoff, Nick and Zoe, and Elliot Lauren, along with the latest Brighton handbags and jewelry. Emily's lets you make your shopping experience your own with custom fittings and alterations, even after hours appointments. Think ahead, think spring at Emily's Ladies Apparel in Dogwood Plaza in Seneca.
And just like that, a full hour of fun has come and gone. And we'll see you back here next Saturday morning for another great episode of City Talk with Mayor Dan Alexander. God bless you, everybody. Have a great and safe weekend.